Today I wanted to talk to you about probably the most underrated, probably the most forgettable, probably the most oops, I didn't do it moment that all people have in their lawns throughout the year. This is the lawn application that most people either don't know about or totally forget to do. The amount of people out there that know about it and choose not to do it is probably less than the people that don't know about it or forgot to do it. What I'm talking about now is fall pre-emergence for the winter weeds. And the most common winter weed is probably POA. It's the annual bluegrass. There are a handful of others out there. I'm not going to go into weed identification in this video. But the important thing to know here is that as soil temperatures in the fall start dropping below 70 degrees, that triggers the germination of the winter weeds, these winter annuals. They will germinate at 70 degrees and lower. They'll probably stop germinating somewhere around 55 to 50, but that's not a hard number. Just know that at 70, they start germinating, and as it gets colder and colder, it's less and less of a likely scenario. Where I live right now, it's October 9th, and we're already experiencing about 54, 55 degree soil temperatures. At this point, I've kind of missed my window to apply my fall pre-emergent to stop the winter weeds. But that's okay, because even though I'm making this video, I have no intention of applying any of this product to my lawn. I just know that many of you are interested in doing it, so I want to inform you about it. Now, the general cycle for these winter weeds is that they start germinating in late September through October, depending on your soil temperatures. They'll grow a little bit, and then as things get really cold, especially up north, they'll actually go into their own little state of winter dormancy. But they'll come out of it significantly earlier than the rest of your grass. They'll come up usually as a lighter shade of green, and you'll have little speckled spots all over your lawn towards the end of winter. They will grow throughout the spring. They'll start putting on seed, and then as temperatures get high towards the end of spring, they'll start dropping seeds all over the place to start the cycle all over again. Once their seeds are dropped, then the plant dies off because it's an annual, and many lawns are left with little chunks, little holes of dead spots all over the lawn where the annual winter weeds died in the heat. Now, the reason that I'm not putting stuff down is because I don't have a problem with annual winter weeds, and I don't like putting excessive amounts of chemicals on my lawn. I want to put the least amount possible, and I'm perfectly fine having to hand weed every now and then. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. Some people have a particularly bad problem, and the way to stop the problem is in the fall. And there are two primary products that you're going to be putting down. There are other alternatives out there, but the two main ones that you've got at your disposal is prodiamine and pendimethalin. I literally own both. This year I put down prodiamine on my lawn at a half rate in the early spring to prevent a good amount of weeds throughout the summer. But I'm not going to be putting down a rate here in the fall. A couple years ago, I put down pendimethalin. Pendimethalin is a product that's really easy to find on store shelves locally. It's in lots of Scott's products, which you're going to find at every big box store under the sun. It doesn't last quite as long as prodiamine, but it's easier to get on a moment's notice. Now, I have a full video all about weed prevention and how all of these products work, so I'm not going to go into the details right now. I'll link to that in the description below if you're interested in learning more. These are examples of the products. This is the Scott's Halt's crabgrass and grassy weed preventer. This uses pendimethalin. This is Anderson's Barricade DG. This uses prodiamine. There are other prodiamine products out there. In fact, there's one of them that I really want on my wish list. It combines the prodiamine plus a small potassium fertilizer, which is fantastic for this time of year in the fall. There's a good chance that I'll be experimenting with that next fall. However, I still have the problem of not having winter weeds to deal with, so maybe I won't. Now, I want to stress this. I don't think everyone should be applying these products in the fall. I'm not going to be doing it, and I'm not telling you to do it, but I do know that lawn enthusiasts everywhere across the country, every February, March, April, all over the place, are constantly bemoaning the fact that their lawns are infested with POA. And the reason for that is because they didn't do this now. So if you have ever had POA in the past, if you don't want to have it again, then this is the time to do it. Now, I've looked at the Greencast soil temperature map across the country, and I'd wager to say roughly 2/3 of this nation still has soil temperatures of 70 degrees or higher. Outside of the Pacific Northwest, where I live, and maybe the strip of Rockies, just about everyone can still put this stuff down. You can either go buy a fancy product online, which I'll link to down below, or you can just run off to your local big box store and pick up whatever they have on the shelf. You pretty much only apply this one time. It's going to last for about 4 months or so, depending on which product you use and which application rate you use, which means if you're applying it here in mid-October, that's going to take you to November, December, January, February, mid-February. That way, come March and April, if you want to do some spring seeding, the product has worn off and you'll be able to do that. Now, these products are also good to go down in mid-October because those of us who have overseeded our lawns or seeded new lawn spaces towards the end of August or the 1st of September, usually you have to wait until the grass is grown and done a couple cuttings before you can apply this product without damaging the seedlings. Considering the fact that today is October 9th, most people aren't overseeding right now, and most people have already done their seeding projects for the fall. If you did a late seeding project, then you're going to have to wait or just skip this application altogether. But at least you know that you skipped it on purpose. Now, these products work by allowing the seed to germinate, and then it kills it off right as the taproot is going down, which means that when you apply this, you're actually eliminating problem seeds in your lawn by letting them germinate and then killing them off before the plant can ever make new seeds. So applying this once is actually going to make every subsequent year better, even if you only do it one time. You should also know that the later into the fall things get and the lower your soil temperatures get, the less effective this prevention strategy is going to be. That's why you're going to see a lot of people who are really on the ball applying this stuff in September. But October is still reasonable because soil temperatures can still support the application at that time. If soil temperatures continue to drop all the way to 55, 50 degrees, even into the 40s, then a brand new strategy comes into play. Another strategy that I am opting against, but you have to make the decision for yourself. Prodiamine can be applied to a lawn in the late fall when soil temperatures have dropped to below 50 degrees, but they have not yet frozen. The reason that you would do that is because the prodiamine will go into the lawn, and according to the bag description, this will help prevent the earliest spring crabgrass seeds from germinating. Now, I've never experimented with that, but it does say that that is a use for this product. So if you have crabgrass in your lawn in the summer and you do apply crabgrass pre-emergent in the spring, this is a way of getting very early season crabgrass control. Your window for that is after soil temperatures have dropped below 50 degrees, but not frozen. Now, for those of you watching this, many of you may already own products like this in your garage. I already did. I didn't have to buy either of these for this video. If you've applied anything in the spring, chances are very good that you have leftovers. That same stuff can be used right now. You don't have to go out and buy anything fancy. I will link to the product that I use, Barricade, down in the description, as well as the prodiamine product that comes with the potassium fertilizer. But remember, this is a personal choice, and this is a choice that I have decided to opt against. I'm not going to be applying anything now, but you need to decide for yourself. There's also going to be a link to the Greencast soil temperature map tool thing down in the description below. So if checking your soil temperatures is new for you, use the tool. It's free, it's online. You don't need to do anything else. You don't even need to register. This video is part of my fall lawn care series. Watch the full lawn care guide. I've got it linked right up here. And thank you very much for watching this video.